All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's show of Artist in Progress. With me today, my lovely co-host Brian Bohm. What's up, buddy?
Hey man, how you doing? I just found out where I can change my headline.
Oh, nice,
I'm gonna change it
beautiful.
right now.
All right, go for it, man. So we are live, running like 2 minutes behind tonight. I apologize, guys. The kiddos rounding the kiddos up for bedtime is never fun. And just coming back from a show, I'm realizing I have no utensils. I'm like, I gotta go get them. Gotta scatter around.
No
Um,
utensils? Like eating utensils?
drawing utensils.
Oh,
Drawing utensils.
there's kind of utensils.
Yeah, those kind of utensils. Yeah, yeah. We're not snacking tonight. I don't think on the show.
All right. I was
Nope,
gonna say
nope.
I didn't bring any utensils.
Yeah, no bagels tonight. But yeah. So tonight we got some interesting things to talk about. We want to talk about like some things that could be holding you back as an artist. What's preventing you from working on that thing? I'm going to do a quick Saratoga synopsis, and we have some other things. Obviously, wherever the night takes us, it'll take us. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We work on some sketches tonight, and we'll see how it goes. But Brian, how's your week been, buddy?
Um, Pretty good. I mean, no major calamities. I
Yeah,
think the essence of the week has been, I mean, aside from the work stuff,
yeah,
just just uh coming to terms more it's been more of a mental health process
yeah,
than anything else. Um and it's I think it's just a number of things, but part of it was the kick in the nards from the Kickstarter. I wouldn't say
yeah,
that was the totality of it, but that certainly didn't help things. But
yeah, yeah,
there was other life things that, like, happened right around that moment that was just, you know, adding kerosene to the already kindling that sort of sparked everything up.
yeah. I got
So,
you. So I mean, well, we can unpack that, right? It's kind of the part of being an artist is dealing with life stuff, right? And dealing with the things that we have to do daily, not just our art, but our or in some cases our day job. The Kickstarter things we got going on, promoting our stuff, planning the next thing, all that stuff, right? So like, so I guess we could do a quick chat about it, but we don't need to dwell on it for too long. But
I mean, part of it is as an artist, for the most part, especially for like you and I, we spend a lot of time on our own when we're just creating. I mean, it's not like we have. I mean, our family might be around, but usually, especially like, I mean, usually we have like a place that is our little quiet spot that we create in,
yeah,
and unless you got little kids like you, um, things generally stay out of that.
yeah,
So you spend a lot of time in your own head,
yeah. Just left to your own
and
devices. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Totally get that. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, Brian had a Kickstarter he ran for his private hide. This is obviously not in totality of everything he's got going on, but it did not meet its funding goal. Unfortunately, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
And I mean, it wasn't too far. I mean, what was the ending numbers? I mean, were you about 50% almost?
I was 34%,
34%? Okay, okay. So not
which, I mean, in retrospect, that's pretty damn good.
yeah,
For my
yeah.
goal for being a nobody, um, I mean, not too shabby. And like I
It was like
had, I
26
have,
or 27 backers or something, right?
yeah, 24.
24. Yeah, I mean, that's a
Yeah,
good number. I mean, you had 24 people
yeah.
that were
And then
willing to
and I
support you,
was
which is good.
I was going through like the backers,
Yeah.
And that helped me out, like, just seeing the names of, like,
Yeah.
people that backed me, I was like, "Wow, holy shit, that's cool that," people I haven't really talked to that often that came
Yeah.
out you did, my brother did, stuff like that, but,
Yeah.
just people I haven't really talked to that
Yeah.
often that came
That's
out
good.
and put, like, $100 down, I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. That's awesome.
So that was cool. Um, and yeah, I mean, eh, really, it's not too bad. I have a men's group, like a men's mental health group that I do every month, and I was talking to them, and it just kind of like shed a little bit of light on like just how life factors in. Like, there's people that wanted to back it and just like just I
Didn't have
guess
the funds.
just not
Yeah.
really being familiar with Kickstarters and stuff. It's just like that
Yeah.
time just slips by, especially when you've got your own things going on and family and stuff. It's just like,
Yeah.
um, and then, if you're not constantly rattling the cage and saying, "Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this?" and you gotta kind of be a little bit annoying about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and truthfully, like I tried to do as best I could, but with my work and other things happening, it's like I only could get out what I could get out, and
Yeah.
I just have to kind of forgive myself for,
Yeah.
not being able to post every day or something, and, um
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Like you had other things going on. You even though you tried your damnedest, and like I tried my damnedest as well. Make sure
yeah,
I could promote you and stuff. I feel like it was a good team effort, but you had other things going on, which unfortunately took precedence in your life, and like the promoting and stuff, wasn't 100% there because of that, and that's fine. That's completely fine. And right, you had. I saw you sent out a survey, right? I answered that, and a lot of people look like they were willing to come back later in the year and support you, which is great, right? Like, so now you have what 23, 24 backers who hopefully will return the next time you relaunch
yeah,
this thing, because they wanted to see it succeed the first time. So
yep,
now it's all about setting up our next steps and saying, let's, what do we got planned? How are we going to move forward with this? And let's rock and roll it, right?
yeah, that's the big challenge. It's just like what to do differently next time to really to push it some more, and, like,
Yeah.
right after that happened, and, I mean, I wasn't saying my mood was bad, I was just not,
Oh, it's never great though.
I was just not, like, in a
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for skipping. I was just kinda like, "Oh, whatever. This is what it is, the life of an artist kinda thing," and then I
So,
got a message on Instagram from this guy that, he had his own Kickstarter going on that I actually had backed.
okay.
Like, I saw his book and I was like, "This is cool. This is kinda up my
Yeah.
alley." And he reached out to me, like, just cold and said, "Hey, man, I saw your" he watched the video with K-pop.
Oh, okay,
And,
cool.
so he I mean, and it was just like that's the kinda timing stuff you're dealing with. Is
Yeah.
like, you never know when someone's gonna actually watch the video. I mean, if they're not there live, who knows when they're gonna come across it in their YouTube feed.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, he saw it and said, "Yeah, I really dig, like, your approach on your story. That's exactly what I kinda like, this that angle dealing with monsters, and it goes a little bit deeper into, sort of like, there's a theme to it about identity and who you are, and there's kinda deeper messages,
Yeah.
and then dealing with monsters." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm absolutely here for that." So he was like, "I'm sad that
Yeah.
I missed the opportunity to back it, but next time when you launch it, just count me in as a backer." And I was like,
That,
"Oh, man, that's exactly what I needed to hear right now."
yeah, that's awesome, dude. And it's like, and it's not apples to oranges, but the exact same thing. So like that feeling after the fact, it's the exact same thing as like if you had a bad show.
Yeah,
It's always like you question yourself, like, am I good enough? Maybe should I have done more? How could I have done something differently? And it may not necessarily have been 100% in your control, to get it out there, to get it done. I mean, this weekend I did Saratoga, and we'll chat about that in a little bit. And spoiler alert, a little bit. It wasn't the most amazing show compared to prior years. And like trying to unpack that mentally is a little bit
yeah,
difficult. So it's the things we go through, right? It's how it is, and I guess just planning for our next steps, right? So like, and it kind of falls into what we were what the topic of tonight is what's holding you back, right, from doing the thing. And Brian, you made it happen, man. Nothing held you back. You did the thing. You set yourself up the best you could,
Yeah.
and even though it didn't succeed the way you wanted it to, you did it. You have the work. Now you have something you can stand on, right? Like you have that thing and you can keep moving forward, and how you want to move forward is 100% up to you, right? No one else can
Yeah.
dictate that at this
Yeah.
junction for you, you know? So anyway, so I guess segmenting into our topic, right? What are to you? What are some things that you feel like usually hold you back from doing something you want to work on? Right? Like what when you started your comic, were you hesitant? Were you uh, did you feel like maybe I shouldn't do this? So like what were your original thoughts, and was it what were the major contributing factors for you to moving forward with it?
Um, Lack of experience, just not even knowing, because I've never done a comic before, so not even knowing like where to start, and that's really
Yeah,
daunting. Is like when you have, like, I don't know how a lot of people do it, but when you just have, all I had was a title, and that was kind of it. And I it's like when you have that as a setup, and it's just like this big open nothing of, okay, well, what am I gonna do?
yeah,
And you don't even have like, you don't even have like an experience of working like on somebody else's comic where you go, okay, well, I know how they write a script, or I know how they build their character arcs, or I know,
right.
from working on this stuff, like how to, like even the basic, like how to frame a panel, or how to do, um, how to tell the story visually. Like I didn't have any of that stuff, so it was like, um, the only thing I really had going for me was just like that excitement about like just, wanting to see what I could do.
Yeah.
That's all I really had. But yeah, I mean the unknown, and of course there's always that sort of inner voice that's like, you don't want to suck. You don't want to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I think this is pretty cool, and then have everybody else going around you going, oh, like one of the things that kind of crossed my mind is, I don't want to be redundant. So I don't want to be like telling about somebody my idea, and they go, "Oh, well, that's the story of such and such movie," and you're like,
Right.
"Shit,
Yeah.
I did
Never
not even remember that."
never even heard of that. I ran into the same thing. I ran the almost exact same thing with my first book too. It's like I was like, man, this sort of sounds. And of course, I was a little different because like I got a script given to me, and I'm like,
Yeah,
like what's gonna set this apart from something that already exists
yeah,
based on something. I mean, this is a pretty much copy paste of a movie, and I'm like, "Have you seen this?" I went to the writer and I said, "Have you seen this movie?" And they're like, "Yeah, I saw it probably a really long time ago." And I'm like, "Oh, you might want to let's check out the beats of this story. Like it sounds a lot like this movie, right?"
yeah,
So like we had to talk about what were the key factors that were going to make the book different than what already
right,
existed. So
yeah,
yeah, it's always a thought like, oh, maybe this is too close to Iron Man, or oh, this is too close to uh some movie that came out in the 80s or something or whatever, just
yeah,
examples. But like,
yeah. Like especially if you're like a fan of something, if you're a big fan of some property,
yeah.
and then it just kind of subconsciously feeds into you, and then suddenly you've just recreated like Hellraiser or something.
Right,
And
exactly.
you didn't intend to, but you're just like
Yeah.
making, then you just end up making fanfic, and
Like, yeah,
it's
it's
like,
like creator bias almost. Yeah, or
yeah,
fan bias. There should be
yep,
I'm sure there's a term out there that we could use, but that's exactly it. Um but yeah, dude, so yeah, I feel like to me some of the things that I struggle with is and I could be creating my own thing right now. And the reason I'm not is because of, well, first off, fear, right? Fear of it not being good enough. fear that I have this really cool idea. I really like it. I get really invested, and then it's just gonna like fall flat, and I'm not gonna be able to create it the way I want it to. Like everything is gonna look like, oh, this is boring comic and stuff. Like I feel like I'm not at that level yet where I want to be to create the thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then like so I use like you know other jobs to kind of prevent myself from doing the thing that I really know I want to do. Um, and it
Right.
sits there in the back of my brain, like gnawing at me. Like I know I want to draw this thing, I want to create this thing, but now I got to do this other thing, and I promised somebody I
Yeah.
was going to do.
You keep pushing back in the queue.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got this other
yeah,
stuff I gotta
yeah.
get to first.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a couple months. We'll get to it in a couple months. Um, yeah. I feel like for me personally, fear is really big. But yeah, and confidence also kind of plays a key in that too, right? Like I'm like I don't know if I'm good enough to do the thing, right? Like I've never drawn robots and sci-fi fiction before, so
Yeah.
like but that's my story. I've never even though I've never done it, that's my story. I don't think I'm gonna be good enough now because like I'm like, oh, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see, like, that's always gonna be, like, the place of just, I mean, I guess I'm fortunate in that, especially, like, the mental health stuff that I'm around, there's a lot of that, just do things right now, and they don't have to be perfect kind of messages that I hear a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's always playing in my head, so just like, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. The only thing that is, like, my kryptonite is women. Like,
Okay.
I, um I always have, like, I don't know what it is, but I don't feel like I have my, quote, unquote, "voice" for
Oh
drawing
yeah.
women. So, like, when I
Yeah.
draw a woman and then I first draw it, it's like unless it's, like, really bad, but if I'm drawing it and, like, comes out kinda like what my in my head, if it comes out on the paper, like, what I'm thinking,
Hmm.
and I'm initially like, that looks pretty good. I'm good with that."
Yeah.
And then the more I'm kinda doing more with it, like, if I'm, doing something in the background, and then but I'm always, like, exposed to that same image over and over, and then over time, I start hating it. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't even know if hate's not the right word, but I just start, like, thinking it's drab. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
boring to me, or it's
I could
just
do
not
better.
not
Yeah.
quite what I it just doesn't feel like me anymore, and it's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you keep drawing the same thing."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I have the same problem. It's just why like I've been doing this thing where like I don't like I sketch it out, and then obviously I do all the things you're supposed to do, flip it around
Yeah.
and do all that stuff, and then I wait a day, like I sketch the whole thing out, I wait a day, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
but sometimes that doesn't stop. I'll get all the way to the ink stage 3 days later, and I'll still be like, I'll come back the day after, and I'm like, God, this thing sucks. It's so bad. Like, what the heck did I do there? Why did I do that? Why
Right.
didn't I fix that?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it stinks, but I think like sometimes we just have to get through the piece and just finish it and then move
Yeah.
on to the next thing and just reflect on that for the next one. I think like when I was early on in my career of drawing and stuff like that, even before I actually consider it a career, um, I struggled with finishing things. I still do once in a great while. I'll leave out some
Right.
details in the background, but struggling to finish things is just because well lack of confidence and the inability to push past that point where you're like, yeah, I don't really love this,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you know what I mean, like you gotta kind of buckle down a little bit and finish it out, and then take it apart and like see what you could do better next time. However, right, there's that level field of like where your skill level goes, but where your like ability to see your talent is versus the ability for you to draw sometimes is
Yeah.
is, is a mismatched wave. So like sometimes you could be doing better or worse than how you envisioned it in your head. And I think it's like that's an experience thing. At some point they'll line up. But I think you just gotta get there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you're in my mind, you're really good at finishing projects. Like,
Thank
it feels like every week or something, it looks like you have a new thing that you start, and then within, like, a couple of days, it's like, "Here it is, it's done." And I'm like, "Damn, you
Yeah.
got, like you got elves or something over there that just you go to sleep and they finish it for you?"
I
Where do you get your sleep?
So yeah, I don't sleep. I don't sleep as much as I should. That's for sure. Which is probably why I've put on so much weight. But no, I did so like so I kind of almost have positioned myself in a way to like so I take my ADHD that I have and I use it in my advantage in as many ways as I possibly can. Now,
Mhm.
admittedly, that does overwhelm me sometimes, but then I try to use like I try to turn everything that's negative into a positive in some way
Okay.
because that's the only way I'll push through, right? Like so, like I know I have this thing due. I know someone wants it by X date. I know that I have three other things I need to do. So that
Yeah.
kind of like triggers in the back of my mind, like I have to do this. I can go to bed now at 9 o'clock, or I could finish this thing that I promised somebody I was going to finish. I could, I could do this piece, and then, put it on the back burner, but I know that I won't return to it. Right. So like, I kind of keep that in mind as much as possible. And like, if I have to jump onto a new piece, I will until I'm ready to do the other piece again. Just because I know sometimes my brain needs a break from one specific thing. So like, if I have the time, I'm not like saying like, I have this one piece, I have to do it, I have to finish it and put it out. It's
Yeah.
I have this project, I have four other projects. I know that I can jump in if I'm not ready to ink this thing yet, I'll move on to the
Okay.
next thing and I'll ink that thing, right?
Yeah.
So like trying to keep that in mind. However, not to say that that doesn't overwhelm the heck out of me, but
Yeah.
sometimes that does make me move a little bit faster because I'm like, I'm stressed out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's all on how you view your work. And then yeah, speed comes with time. And I actually need to slow down a little bit more, I think, in some things. Um I think if I slow down a little bit more, I could get what I do a little bit cleaner than what it is. But I don't know. I don't know what people want, right? Like it's so tough too because
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not dealing with an inker who's going to ink my work. I am dealing with a colorist, so I have to make
Right.
sure my inks are good enough and indicative enough
Yeah.
of what the piece needs to look like once it's colored. Um, but like, pencil work, sometimes I actually almost all the time I'll render all the way through, scan it out, scan it in, and pencil it because I know in my brain I'm gonna need that direction for
Mhm.
myself. Even though I did the piece, I still know I need that direction. So yeah, I think just buckling your head down and just finishing the piece. But I'll admit though, I have the benefit of a job where my time and my hours are flexible, right?
Yeah.
So if I need to do something at night or if I need to do something during the day, I can knock that out and work at night or vice versa, work during the day and then knock out the art at night. Um,
Yeah.
as long as I'm getting my, minimum and maximum minimum hours in for the day, right? But
For work, you mean?
yeah, yeah, for work, right, right. So
And you work in like IT, so you spend a lot of your time in a more technical
yes,
headspace.
yes, which is nice because it does give me that break away from art.
Yeah.
Whereas but admittedly, sometimes I'm jealous of some guys. I mean, I know like yourself, you do graphic design. Like I'm like man, that'd be kind of cool to just be kind of submerged in some form of art all day. Uh,
I
but
mean, it's not I mean, it sounds more glamorous. I mean, I know there's people that do more graphical stuff, but a
yeah,
lot of the stuff I do is, um, very mundane kind of it's almost on a technical level because it's just creating,
mm,
like, business documents. I mean,
okay,
not like manuals, but like flyers. I mean, they're creative, but they also get to a point where I'm only thinking about the steps of like everything just comes into like a hierarchy in my mind of like I got to change the lighting, I got to do this, I got to change the font, I got to change the color, I got to da da da.
Yeah,
So it's just becomes very I don't know, rote kind of mechanical to me. So
I got
to
you.
me, it's not even it doesn't even feel creative. Like there's a lot
Yeah,
of times when I'm doing that stuff and I'm suddenly get an inspiration to be like, oh, you know, it would be cool to do this drawing or so do this thing. And I feel like the need to skip away from the what I'm on and
yeah,
doodle something in a little bit.
yeah. You get the call. You're like, you know what?
Yep.
This is what I want to do.
Yep.
It pays the bills, but it's not what I want to do. I have the same problem. I like the job, and I like the job I have for its flexibility is amazing. But I am bored out of my mind because like I don't even 90% of the time what I do specifically my position. I'm just checking off boxes, man. That's it. I'm running an executable, checking the box, and moving on to the next thing. And it is so mundane most of the time
Yeah.
that it's like, you know, I miss the days where I was hands on with computers with people and like talking to people and like that was my thing.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
loved that. It was my favorite part of the job was walking down to the engineer director's office and chatting with him about what they needed as a as a team to get what needs to be accomplished and what their plans were for the next project and all that stuff. And now like now what I do is it's just very like I said mundane. It's
Yeah.
check boxes, man. That's it. So someday hopefully I can move away from that, but again, pays the bills.
What are your thoughts on like I know you and I both are in that space of uh I don't know. I kind of like in my mind the analogy like will be we have our cars all ready to go into traffic, but we're not quite we're not in the on the highway yet. We're like we're watching all these cars, all these artists going
Mhm,
by. We're in
mhm.
we have our cars, we're ready,
Yeah,
but we're not in the traffic yet. But then there's always like the sense of like I don't know, my analogy is gonna fall apart now, but like the the I don't know, like it getting into traffic no longer seems like the way to go anymore. Like it's like a wonder if that is a good path. Like in
yeah,
the sense that like the frontier, even though I know there's artists out there that say you know, there's still a lot of good opportunities. But now it
yeah.
feels like it feels like the frontier is a little bit shakier than
Are you are
uh
so are you indicating like the highway and the traffic is like Marvel and DC or do you mean like what do you mean?
like that like those are like the guys that are in the groove. Like they could be
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, not so much the indie guys, even though I know that's kind of like where the scene is right now.
Yeah.
But more so, yeah, like the guys who are actually getting on a regular title, even could be Image, could be Dynamite or something, but they're on a regular title that I assume collecting a paycheck, and I don't even know what the paychecks are anymore. I've heard that Marvel sucks at paying people.
I've heard
Um,
I've heard the pay rates have stayed the same the last 20 years or so. It's
yeah, which
not
does not
good.
sound good. I've heard
Which is
DC's better, but I know Marvel's not great,
yeah.
and so like that is like I mean, I wanna create comics, but I don't wanna suddenly get out there and be like, "Yeah, we did it," and then everyone's else like, "Yeah, well, welcome to the club, sucker."
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I think getting on the highway is definitely a scary thought. Um but like yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I don't think the direction of traffic that everyone else is going necessarily really is the best way to go anymore. I don't think it is because
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at like okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't know a ton about the guy, but from what I've been told and talking to some guys over the weekend about Absolute Batman and stuff,
Mhm,
let's look at Nick Dragotta, right?
mhm,
Uh 15 years ago or maybe a little bit more than that, the guy's been, started working on projects and stuff like that and he enters, he did a little bit of work here and there for Marvel DC and he's been like an absolute nobody all of a sudden he gets
Yeah.
he's on the, but he's been on the throughway this whole time.
Right.
He finally gets somewhere with where he's headed, and now he's this big name that everybody people are spending 10 grand to get his signature and a doodle and all this other stuff. It's like all of a sudden super crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, but it took him 15 years to get there, right? It's almost like, is that really the most optimal route to go? To just put your head down and keep driving that throughway, get on it and keep driving, or
Yeah.
does it make sense to, take a different path and hopefully come back around at some point, right? Like, and merge later on in life. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
so much of this stuff feels like fishing. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to throw in another analogy. It just feels like you never know. I like my
prime with the
analogies.
analogies. Yeah.
It's like operating a spaceship. No, it's like, it just feels like so much of it is such an unknown. You're like you're
Yeah.
just throwing stuff out there, and it could be like you're getting minnows. Just shows you how much I know about fishing. But you're catching like little spots or something. You got
Yeah.
but then you go to the same spot and suddenly you haul on a 50-pounder. I don't know.
Yeah,
What's a good size for a
big
fish?
catch. We'll just call it
Yeah.
a big catch.
Yeah,
You
big
get your
catch.
shark.
Like
Yeah.
suddenly something hits and you're like, like you were saying that he was a nobody. Like did he know that jumping on Absolute Batman was gonna like take off?
Right.
Or
Right.
was it just like, no, it's another deal. I'm gonna go for it and do my best.
Yeah. I mean, considering we've got other artists that have gotten Batman gigs that are new to Batman world and didn't blow up quite as much, right? Like, what's his name? Was it is it Sean Galloway? Is that his name? He did
Sean Galloway,
White
yeah.
Knight, right? I mean, he got a little, fame from that, but then after that, it was like, where's he been, right? It's kind of like, I'm not saying he's not still doing great work. I'm just saying it's like all of a sudden Nick Dragotta is this big household name, but like people are like, gotta spend $1,000 on a comic blank to get a Nick Dragotta. So, yeah, no, I don't know. It's a weird world, and I don't know where it's going. I mean, a lot of people. It's funny to me because like over the weekend, I obviously I was at Saratoga, and I'm talking to people. I'm like, hey, you guys read comics? And they're like, nah, I don't really read comics. Now that could be that could just be them being like, I don't want to listen to this guy's sales pitch. I don't read comics. Shut up. Or it could be.
Isn't it a Comic-Con, and where does Saratoga?
Yeah, it's called Saratoga Comic Con. It might as well be called Saratoga.
You guys read comic? What? No.
Yeah. What? What do you mean you don't read comics? It's definitely more of an anime convention than it is a Comic Con.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
I'm not knocking it for it, but it can't be. I mean, comics technically are manga and whatever, and vice versa. But
okay, yeah.
Anyways, so like I'm talking to people, and they're like, "No, I don't really read comics." And oh my god, and we got oh my goodness, so we got Michael furries for the win. Yeah, furries, man. There was furries there too. It's like a furry anime convention.
I mean, talk about Kickstarters. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Get a furry Kickstarter going. But yeah, dude, it's like it's a con, and people are telling me they don't read comics, and I'm like, well, they're like, oh, well, what do you do then? Yeah, I watch anime. Well, all right.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's so strange, and it's like people are like, oh, comics are a dying breed, or whatever, and like, and then there's the big to do about the alternative fake hype over some of these comic books that are coming out, and like how the comics are blowing up, but not really like they're not actually blowing up, and yeah, so it's like. I don't know. I don't know what the end all be all is. I don't think comics are going anywhere anytime soon.
I don't think so either.
But I do think that the market is trending in a different direction, and what that really ends up being, I'm not sure. I can't really see the future.
You can't?
I mean, no, I can't, man. If I could see the future, I'd be a millionaire. Oh, I tell you, dude, we'd all be millionaires. We wouldn't be doing this podcast. We would be just enjoying life on the beach.
Yep.
But maybe we'd still be doing the podcast. I don't know, just for funsies. But yeah, dude, so I don't know. It's a weird world. And but I do think like the absolute Batman and like the Invincible Marvel crossover, like suddenly kind of burst into the seams and like raised comic sales quite a bit. Even on other books that weren't related. Like a lot of these books
Yeah.
are now books are homaging books, and the books that are like White Sky and whatever, and they're dork and all
Right.
those things that are like, and people are homaging those books, and it's like it's almost creating like this cross thing of people wanting to collect that thing and check it out, which is I think is a great thing. So hopefully we're seeing more people enter back into comics, because
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Have you tried reading digital comics?
I do read digital comics.
You do read it. So do you find it more enjoyable than having an actual comic in your hand or less enjoyable?
Only enjoyable because I have old eyes. Um,
You can zoom in.
but I don't. Yeah, and like, um, I really enjoy the, kind of because I grew up with this stuff. I really
Yeah.
enjoy the experience of going into the comic store and flipping through the books and having the books in my hand. And
Yeah.
I don't even spend. I know this is popular, but I don't even spend a lot of time in the graphic novel section. I'm over just right in the regular, uh, what do they call them, the floppies and whatever.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in there just kind of going through, um, just kind of getting a vibe for what people do. I mean, I've always loved the artwork. I mean, that's always been like the first thing that drives me in is like, what are you guys doing on the cover?
Yeah.
And it used to drive me nuts, which is weird now, but it used to drive me nuts, like, when I would pick up a comic and it would be, like, this really phenomenal cover, and it would be like, "Dang, look at this," and then I
Yeah.
open it up, and it would be, like, completely different artists, and then I would be like, "Well, this sucks. Who is this
Yeah.
guy inside?" But now I get it. Now I get the allure of it, but back
Yeah.
then, it was not my jam, but
Yep.
yeah, I really like that experience, like,
Like
over the
comics
weekend, the
a little bit.
free comic book day, I was over there at my local comic shop just picking up all just stuff I'm not even gonna it's not really collector kinda stuff. I mean, I was just kinda going through and be like, "Oh, cool, this is nice," but
Yeah.
I do love the experience, like half at least half of what I do now reading comics is zooming in, not just to read, but also just to see every little detail. Like, I love zooming in, like, super close and, like,
Yeah.
looking at their action lines or looking at, like, the effects in the background or how much do they put into the buildings or something, and I just like
Yeah.
really go into all that stuff, or, like, really get in super close. And I find myself when I'm reading physical comics, I'm still doing this gesture on the page, like, it's like, "What am I doing? That
Yeah.
that doesn't do anything."
I do that sometimes with drawing when I'm done doing digital stuff. I'm like, I'll like zoom into like, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm gonna look like an idiot right now. Yeah. Anybody in the chat? Did you guys do anything for Free Comic Book Day? I kind of wish that I had been doing. I had done something for Free Comic Book Day. Now I don't know, Brian. Not to veer off of what I was talking about, but
Yeah.
it was a good segue. Uh, did you go somewhere for Free Comic Book Day?
What do you
Did you
mean?
did you
Like a
go to a comic?
show?
Yeah, or did you go to a shop or something for Free
I
Comic
went to a shop. I went to the
Yeah,
local shop.
your local shop. Now, were they doing like an event? Did they have it like an event, or was it more like it's another day at comic shop? Here, you get some free comics.
They didn't do, like, a big thing where they might have, like, something out, like, I guess they could do free food or snacks or something or some kinda giveaway, or maybe they
Yeah,
have a cosplay event or something. They weren't doing all that, but they do a thing where they put tables out front, and they put comics out there, and they put long boxes for people to go through, and they
that's
say,
awesome.
like, you know, you can pick out, like, 5 or 10 from the long boxes,
Yeah,
that kinda thing,
that's cool.
which is what I did. I mean,
So I'm yeah, so I'm seeing all over my TikTok feed is all the comic shops that are like actually making it an event
really?
that you go to, and like some of them are almost like mini Comic Cons. Um,
Wow,
and I think that's really freaking cool.
that is cool.
I think that's gonna be the future of Free Comic Book Day. I had a friend of mine who I did invite on tonight's show, and he was a little bit busy.
Okay.
So I don't know if he is gonna pop on or not tonight. But he did a little event at a comic book store. And he like made a decent amount of money actually. Like he set up a table
Wow.
and did some sketches for people, and he like made $500 or whatever.
What?
Yeah,
Alright.
and like one of the guys at the thing was actually like one of the guys that was running the event like paid him to show up. It was like he's like,
No
thank you
kidding.
for showing up. Here's $100. We did so well. And like
Dang.
that's phenomenal. And here's where I'm gonna here and like this is what I think a lot of stores should do next year. Start planning now.
Mhm.
Start planning to do your free comic book day. Make it an event. Ask some artists locally. Be like, hey, do you want to come on and hang out? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Brian, maybe next year, maybe you stop in your comic shop next week or in a couple weeks from now and say, hey, hopefully you guys did really well for free comic book day. I would love to pop in. No cost to you, obviously. Pop in, we'll hang out and I'll do some doodles throughout the day and we'll talk about my comic book. I think that's great. I think a lot more stores should do that, and it helps support your local artists. And then the local artists, feel
Mhm.
like they want to promote the local store. It's a new like symbiotic relationship that I think
Yeah.
will benefit a lot of people. Um, so I'm really thinking that that's the way to go for comic stores. I think that's really cool. Um, and I am jealous that I did not do that.
Yeah. Right.
because so I did a comic store event like a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think now.
Okay.
And I actually did make money. Like people like came and bought actual artwork, which is unheard of in my
Yeah.
world because people don't buy artwork. People buy prints, people buy products at Comic Cons, right? So like these people that are there for the comics, they're there for the comics, and they want to see comic stuff. And I think that's great. I think it's like a built-in audience for us,
Yeah.
and it's less of this. Hey, we're a pop culture event, and maybe you'll sell some stuff if you're an artist. You know,
So when you were there, what were you doing? Were you like you were actually drawing at the time and just selling those? Is that what you were doing?
at the store show.
Yeah.
Um, what was I doing? Yeah, I was actually working on my tablet. I was finishing up a couple pieces on my tablet.
Okay.
Working on that. But no, people came up and they looked through my portfolio. Like I didn't do anything crazy as far as setup.
You're right.
I set up my table. I didn't do like the whole print wall and everything because it's
Right.
huge and
Okay.
it's obnoxious. But so I set that up. I had a print book and I had my actual art book with all my pencils and inks and stuff. And like, I
Mhm.
had people coming by and looking at it, and people being like, "Man, I really like that piece. I really like that piece." And
Yeah.
then like I had one guy come back and was like, "Yeah, I want that," And then he's
Oh,
like, I want the piece that's the colored version as well." So like he bought the original sketch, the original inked page, and he bought like two of the same print versions of it.
okay.
Um, so it was like really awesome. And then like I had another guy come through and he's like, I like your pencils. I want to ink it. So he paid the $100 or whatever I charged him for the page. It was just a simple like Spider-Man on 11 by 17. Wasn't
Okay.
anything fancy in the background. So I was like 140. He's like, hey, would you do 100 on that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. I mean, this is a free table, and like, yeah, I'll,
Mhm.
I'll take I'll take whatever I can get. And yeah, so it like ended up being a good event for me being there for like 5-6 hours. I practically made $100 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was phenomenal. So, I mean, I can't guarantee that same success
Right.
next month when I do that same exact show. Because I don't know if there's a new audience or whatever. It's gonna be the same show with the same people, with the same like comics and all the other stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe I try to finish a couple new pieces and see if I could sell those. So
Right.
so yeah, but I mean, and then like compared to doing a Comic Con, which I just did, in Saratoga, and I'm not knocking the Comic Con. I like the Comic Con. I actually love that Comic Con.
Mhm.
It actually has always been my best show, um, except for this time. I
Okay.
It was my worst show I've ever had at this show. Um, so breaking it down, I I broke even.
Okay. Well,
Which isn't awful, but
yeah.
at the stage at where I'm at, it's
Yeah.
not really necessarily acceptable either.
Yeah.
Um, because this is my only show for the month, and so like yeah, I made $700. But you break that down, the table was 350.
Hmm.
The hotel we spent 540. That was between me, my wife, and we brought the kids. So we did buy a nicer hotel for the
Yeah.
intention of like being right there at the show. So it wasn't like an hassle to get the kids in and out of the car and walk a
Right.
half a mile to do all that stuff. So we spent a little bit more on the hotel than we normally would, not by much. Um so yeah, after everything, expenses, gas and all that stuff, I ended up breaking even, which really unfortunate versus like doing a little comic show where it was 100%, like
Yeah.
99% profit,
Yeah. Yep.
especially because it was local. It was like a 25-minute drive to get there and
Yeah.
25-minute drive home. So, I think it would be cool to see more of that. Um, but breaking down Saratoga a little bit, um, so they had the Sonic voice actors there, which was kind of cool. So like my kids
Yep.
are Sonic and Amy fans, and we did get Sonic and Amy signed. Let me blow myself up real quick.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we got Sonic and Amy signed it, and
Sweet.
yeah, they really thought this was cool.
Yeah.
I
That's
knocked
cool.
I knocked this out 2 days before I finished it. 2 days before the show ended. I really was cutting it close on that because I was working on some other things at the time too. I had just finished Raven, finished up Raven, the Raven piece, coloring that, and so it was kind of cool to meet them. Um, Ryan Drummond, I think, and Lisa Ortiz, I think is her name, were the voice actors, and I gave them a copy of that as well. So they were really
Okay.
appreciative and very excited for that. And Lisa was very excited. She's like, "That's gonna go right in my recording studio." So that was really cool. And like by the end of the show, they like both remembered my name. They said hello, goodbye every time I walked by. So that was really cool. It was a really neat experience, and like they had a bunch of voice actors there from My Hero Academia, which
Okay.
was really cool. And I didn't meet any of them, but I would have liked to. But at $60 a pop for a signature, it's
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
I was going to ask
yeah,
if they charge for that stuff.
yeah, yeah. So Ryan was 60 and Lisa was 50. So um, it was yeah, that was $110. That's $110 piece right there. It's gonna go on my kid's wall. But very appreciative. Like they were both really awesome, and they did the voices for the kids, and the kids like to see Riley light up like that is Sonic. That's so cool. And the same thing, with Emma, with Amy, like that it was very awesome. It was a very good experience. So like
That's cool.
I would definitely say go to the show if you like, the guests and stuff. Um, I do think I do think attendance was down this year from prior years, unfortunately, and I don't know if that has anything to do with a specific guest that came. I
Okay.
I think like I would like to see more actual comic guests come. We did have Kevin Kobazic, who kind of has become a friend of mine actually at this point because we've run into each other at so many shows. Uh,
Okay.
I think I've talked about him on the show. I'm trying to get him on the show here soon as well. And then we also have Denny Fink. So they were two of the guest artists there, and I think there was one more. There's two more guest artists. Um, can't remember their name off the top of my head, but all really good guys. But like it would be nice to see. And not saying these guys aren't professionals. I'm not saying that.
Hmm.
I don't want that out in the ether.
They're
But it
coming after you.
would be kind of cool to see like somebody like Nick Dragotta or so and so come to the show. Somebody that's like doing currently things that have a name to them that would draw in more people who like comics and stuff. And I think that would go a long way for me specifically, right? For my like for people purchasing for me. I don't know if that's the direction the show is going to go, right? And that's
Okay.
completely up to them. Yeah, Mark Silvestri and Ryan Otley would be great.
Yeah.
Um, That would be really cool. I think I'm actually gonna try to see Ryan at Baltimore if I can say hello.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah. So I think it's becoming a lot more anime century. So the weird thing to me is like they have pickle vendors, jerky vendors. What else was there? There was like um 3 or 4 3D print vendors. It's including my wife. One of which we were familiar with. You know, we talk to them all the time, and we're like
Okay.
kind of friends. And you know, one of the printers, he's kind of always been there. I think he expanded his booth this year a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of really weird, like one-off vendors. A lot of like guys selling figures. A lot of guys selling like stuffed animals, and like
Okay.
so it's a
Yeah,
very
I've seen that.
a very mixed bag. For a Comic Con, like the pickles really throw me every year. Like the
The
pickles, is like
pickles.
like yeah, they actually had 2 pickle vendors at one point. I didn't actually go upstairs to see if the other pickle vendor was still there or not. But yeah, there was two
My
pickle
my
vendors.
wife would have been so happy. That seems a lot off for pickles, though. I mean, that's a very, very niche kind of.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean,
Who wants
she had a
pickles?
line. She had a
Had
line, dude.
pickles.
Yeah, she had a bigger line than I think I had at all. Period. Like just people waiting to buy pickles from her. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were good. They were actually really good pickles, but I mean, for $10, you get like a little like pint of it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. To me, they were good. We bought a pack, so
Well,
I can't
pickles.
complain.
I'm not a pickle
Um,
eater, so I don't know. I don't know what
they
makes a good pickle.
they were really good. They were really good, and they were like sweeter pickles. So it's
Okay.
almost like eating vinegar candy pickled. Like yeah, pretty much like they were like candied. Um, but they were pretty good. Like sweet sunshine, I think they were called.
Okay.
Anyways, so like the show is definitely. I think it's time to start like actually looking at applications and being like because it's definitely outgrown the space. Again, like I think attendance was down, but I don't know if that's just because people don't want to wait outside because they can only let in so many people because of fire code. Like they actually had the
Okay.
fire chief there making sure that there was X amount of people in there all at once, only at one time. Oh yeah. uh, Vamp says someone from the Caribbean should sell pickles there. Jerked pickles.
Church pickles.
Jerked pickles. You're ridiculous. Oh, my Vamp always coming in with the goofy. Um,
Man should be in here eating pickles. Where's your
yeah, you
where's
should,
your,
yeah, yeah,
where's your food display?
yeah. What are you eating this week, boss? You gonna make it in? Maybe some pizza.
Okay.
He is, I guess, covering for some other people at work today, so he's not sure if he can make
I
it in.
gotcha.
But
So is this like one of those deals where it's like in a hotel lobby kind of thing, or is it actually like at a convention hall?
no, so it's an actual convention hall. It's connected to a hotel.
Okay.
Like it has the hotel, and then like the convention
Yeah.
center is separate, but you can walk from the hotel to the convention center. That's where we stayed.
Okay.
And yeah, no, it was. I mean, yeah, it's a nice little area. It's it's outgrown itself. You know what I mean? And it seems like a lot of my regulars weren't there this year, which kind of was a shock because they always come and they always buy something from me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it just wasn't their bag this time. They just didn't want to, or they were busy, or money, or gas,
Right.
or whatever it is. So that kind of stunk. But yeah, overall, it's a good show because like we know so many people there now. They're like half of them are like family at this point, and it's gonna irk me really bad if I'm not able to come back after the next show because of finances, unfortunately, right? It's one of those things. But I think it might still be one of those shows where like we hang on to because Chrissy didn't do awful.
Mhm.
Selling her 3D prints. She didn't do as well as she usually does. She usually sells out of a lot of the stuff that she brings.
Wow. Okay.
This time she like had a whole box full of light boxes still when she came home. So whether it's we've tapped the market in that area or again just not enough
Who
money to
knows?
go
It's
around.
always one of those nebulous what's going on thing.
Right, exactly. But I mean, from the sounds of it, after talking to a couple people, it's like most people were down this year, overall. So we're trying not to take it too harshly, like taking it to heart, like after a show, like we talked about. Like, I'm like, God, man, I don't know if I can return. Like, this is awful. And it, did I have to do something? Should I have done something different with my display? Should
Yeah.
I had different art? Should I have Sonic? Should have been bigger. And like I did the Sonic print, I printed out a bunch of those prints. Guess how many? Guess how many of those prints I sold?
50.
Try again. Try again. You're way high.
Am
You're
I? Am
way
I?
high.
Okay. Lower
You're
or higher?
way high. Way high.
15.
No, I
I
sold
like the
one.
fives. Oh, really?
Sold one. Yeah. I sold one Sonic print the entire weekend, and Sonic and Amy were
What
there.
the hell, people?
Yeah, so everybody was so busy waiting in line. Oh, good guess, boss. Good guess. You were close. You were close.
Two.
You were off by one. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that kind of irked me because I'm like, man, I spent all this hard work to do this piece, thinking that like people will buy
Yeah.
it to get it signed,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were like, oh, I wish I had seen that before I got it signed. A lot, because and this is the more like I think this is a great topic to talk about is like preparing for a show. This is one of those things that like I've
This is
I've
what I need.
noticed. This is one of those things that I've noticed over the last year is when people are coming for a show to meet a celebrity, they don't walk the show floor unless you're right in their face when they walk in to get to the celebrities. They're not going to detour to meet the celebrities. They're
Yeah.
going to go meet the celebrities they want to meet and then walk the floor because to them it's like, well, I get in line now and I'll get my weight out of the
Well,
way.
yeah. From what
And
I've heard
then
about celebrity stuff, yeah, I can understand that.
right. So it's like, I'm going to wait for a half hour. Might as well wait for a half hour now and
Yep.
then do my shopping, right?
Yep.
Most people are already, and the other thing that hurts like print sales for like, I guess in my scenario specifically is when the celebrities have prints at their table that they can get signed.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, then of course nobody needs to go shopping around if they don't have something. They could just get something at the table, right? So, but yeah, so like I do all this prep, and I think it's something I'm no longer gonna do is do pieces specifically for the show. Like I'm gonna try to hit the fandom that is now versus the fandom that is at a specific show, unless obviously like I can get the show to highlight it in some way. It's just not worth it, right? So like
Yeah.
even if you advertise it and all other stuff, I think it's going to be very difficult to sell something to someone that's just going to go right to where they want to go, right? Because they know where they're going. They know exactly where they don't know that you have a piece waiting for them, right? So, it's something that I've noticed. I've done it at several different shows. I did it at Steel City twice and fell for that trap. Where I did a piece for the Punishers that were coming, and I got a bunch of them printed out, and then sold one. Same thing happened. The next show, I did a piece because a voice actor was coming. Thankfully, I had two pieces. One for the voice actor that was there, and one for a voice actor that wasn't there, but it was related enough that people wanted it, and they ended up buying that more than they bought the piece that they could get signed. So
Okay.
it was very very interesting lesson. So like I think it's a great thing to start. I'm gonna start breaking down, and maybe we'll talk about it on a future show. Is like some tactics and like things to be aware of at shows. But yeah, so like yeah, I think that's the last time I'm gonna do that. Is doing the specific voice actors or cast pieces for a show because they just don't sell. Not to say that I'm not gonna sell them later. I
Yeah.
probably will. Like I'll probably have a show where like Sonic and Amy will be like the coolest thing that they've seen at the show.
Yeah.
Because that happens too. Like I'll have like the most random thing and be like wow, no one has that, and it's like a most random like normal character that normally people would have. And they'd be like, "Why no one has this character? I'm so happy someone has it. I'm gonna buy it. I want to buy it." And they just buy it like right on the spot just because you have it. So like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
so
I
funny.
mean, I think the idea seems like a sound approach, but yeah, it's like another one of those like
Yeah.
why does that not? I mean, yeah, I mean you have a theory, but it would be I don't know. That's just how my brain works. I always want to know, like, why? Like, I'd be able to just stop people on the way out.
Yeah,
Hey, the voice actors for Sonic here. Did you have any interest in buying a Sonic piece?
yeah,
And you like, no. I'm like, okay, why not? Like, just I want to get into like, I want to get into their heads of like, what are you guys thinking? Because for
mhm,
me, that would be a draw. But
yeah. I mean, it would be really neat if a show like shared a little bit of information about like ticket sales in regards to like are they buying tickets for a specific celebrity? Are
yeah,
they buying the VIP pass for this specific celebrity? Like you could kind of gauge it if like you hear like, oh, this VIP pass sold out, this VIP pass sold out. But again though, right? Like even if that's the case, if they're booking it specifically to that actor first, they're not going to hit you up first
yeah,
unless they know that you exist first, right? So it's one of those things like getting in front of the customer before they reach the end goal. Then they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm going to buy it." And then, whatever. However, again, though, it comes down to finances for a lot of people too. Is like
yeah,
if they're going to go meet Sonic and Amy, they know they're going to spend $110. They're not sure they're going to spend an extra $20 on a print. So
yeah.
it's like it's also one of those things. Considering they also spent $50 to $100 or whatever the price is for the door to walk in,
Yeah.
which is it's just it's crazy to me. Like we have people walking around that clearly have money because they've spent money to come here,
Yeah.
right? But they spend it all on the celebrities in 60 to 70% of cases.
Yeah.
So you got to be different in some way, and I think that
I
helps.
that's like what for me, it just seems so weird to me. Like when you go if you're going to see if your like main goal is to that particular voice actor, celebrity, artist, whatever,
Yeah.
you know what you're getting. And and if that's your thing, that's cool. But well, the one of the things that I liked about the unknown artist is like not knowing something like going into I don't know, a strip mall or something in a place you haven't really been before and like discovering some cool shops that
Hmm.
are not like your standard franchises. That
Yeah.
that to me, I like that experience. Like so when you go down to like the artist alley and just seeing like, okay, yeah, that's Sonic, but that's how that person is that's their style. Like I get into that stuff more than just like seeing the character. Like if somebody does Punisher in a really stylized way, to me, that's more exciting to me than just seeing the same way like Mike Zeck draws it. I mean, which is cool, but I like seeing how this person's, how their approach is.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
like finding that oddity that's an unknown that, maybe that's like, hey, I really dig this. I'm going to now, stalk you as an artist. You're going to be like one of my favorite artists now, even
Yeah.
though I never knew of you before.
Right. Yep. Bam says, get those realistic celebrity masks and then trick them in clothes. Pow! Buy a print. Yeah, then fake sign it. I'm pretty sure that's somewhat illegal. I'm sure
Sounds
pretending to
very
be
legal.
somebody. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, I'm over
Uh,
here being Ryan Notley.
yeah, there you go. I'm Jim Notley. There you go. Yeah, Jim Notley.
Yep.
Got Jim Notley Sullivan. That's
So when
funny.
you like this Saratoga one you did,
Yeah,
am I saying that right? Saratoga. It doesn't
yeah.
sound right.
Saratoga Comic Con. Yeah.
Is it like an artist alley or is it like everybody just kind of in one
No,
spot?
yeah. It's funny because there isn't actually like there's artist table, but there's like never anybody that buys an artist table. The people that do are like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have bought an artist table. And everybody has a vendor table, so it's just like a shop full
Okay.
of little shops. It's really
All right,
all it
that's
ends up
cool.
being. Yeah, it's no artist is put next to another artist,
All right.
uh, except for in the case of Kevin and Denny because they're like un I don't know, they're like two peas in a pod. I'm not sure. Uh,
I
um,
like that more though. That to me, that reminds me of like when I go to the oddity show because it's like you'll go to somebody that has like cool ceramics, and then the next thing it's going to be like taxidermy, and it's like,
yeah,
oh, I didn't see that coming.
yeah,
But
yeah. See, that's and yeah, I think with an event like this, or like more like fan expo type events, I think it's more beneficial to have all the artists in different areas versus in one area,
yeah,
because then you don't have people specifically avoiding that
yeah,
area.
I don't want to print, so forget those guys.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Like I don't want to be sold 70
yeah,
different things. I just want to look at this one thing and go meet my celebrity and be on my way.
yeah,
So like kind of being forced to happen upon those people, I think is beneficial. But yeah, I got your pros and your cons because then you're like, if you're looking for somebody, you have to find them. But if aren't, if you're just wandering around, looking around to see what everybody's got, then yeah,
right.
it's a kind of a nice surprise. Like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I got an artist here. We got a Oh no! Oh, the pickle guy is next to the artist guy. I can get some pickles after I get a print. Sweet pickles and prints. Sweet.
There you
Maybe
go.
that's my new. That's our new thing. Pickles
Like,
and prints.
get your own little pickle jar right there.
There you go. Boom. And maybe that's what I do is I go up to the pickle lady and I say, hey, would you like to get some art for your labels? And you can call yourself Pickle and Prints now.
There you go.
Might be the way to go. I
Alliteration. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah.
Pickle
So
Prince.
it is nice. I always thought that too. And I'm in the same spot every year, so it doesn't really matter. Like if somebody's actually looking for me, they should know by now where I am, because I've been there for the last 4 years. So, but overall, good experience. Financial, not so great.
Yeah, but you have other shows that you do that seem like they do. I mean, yeah, that sucks. I mean, just objectively thinking about how much you made, that in itself should be a good show. Like in my mind, except for the what you're putting out for the stupid show,
Hmm.
$700 is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the fact that everything else costs so much to even just do it is ridiculous.
right. And when I first started doing when I first started doing shows in general, like 700 was a lot of money to me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And now that I actually have performed long enough as a business, I know what turning a profit actually looks like.
right.
It's so much different. It's like, well, $700 isn't anything to scoff at in one weekend, but I spent 350 on the table. I spent 350. My half of the hotel was like 280. I spent $80 one way doing gas. We spent
Yeah,
$15, probably about $30 each on the U-Haul. So like all that stuff adds up, and realistically, I mean, thinking about it that way, it's like I was probably negative actually. If I haven't actually added all the numbers up together, but
yeah,
yeah, it costs a lot of money, and then to think about like how many things you have to sell to get a turn of profit is kind of nuts. Like I don't have the only things that I have that are like $100 or more is my original art. Everything else is like 50 or less, unless you're buying bundles of things. And it's like, oh, you can get
yeah,
two for 80, you can get three for 110, blah, 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 of big metal prints. So it's like, it's exhausting. Conventions are exhausting. I love doing them. I
yeah,
love doing shows.
yeah,
And like, it's so cool to meet new people, and it's not like I haven't gotten jobs and stuff off of doing shows and like meeting people that way, commissions and all that other stuff. That always is fantastic. But at the end of the day, expense wise, it's very tough unless there's a return on your investment in some way, whether it be a new connection that's going to bring you in money later, or all those types of things. It becomes kind of like now we have to decide, like, can we keep doing this? Is it fiscally responsible as a business person, and is it fiscally responsible as a father with two children, right?
yeah,
To keep doing it. So it's hard because I love that show so much. It's a beautiful little town. The only thing I hate about it is loading out. of the show is the worst thing ever. Because it's kind of a smaller
Mm,
load in, load out zone, and like it's like,
yeah,
and they have this stupid giantly steep walkway to get down. It's like, ooh. But so many
like a
people
toboggan run.
yeah, so many people freaking break their stuff just going down it.
Jeez,
Poor,
very
poor,
nice.
yeah, these poor people. Their wheel fell off by the time they got at the bottom, and then their thing like
Oh
they
man.
lost like a whole box of products. It was bad.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, it's awful, man. So yeah, I mean, so we'll see. Yeah, I got 3 shows coming up next month. I'm doing the comic shop at the end of this month
Okay.
again, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, that goes really well. I've got a new show I'm doing. I've never done before. It's called NoCoCon. That's here in upstate New York area, so it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Um, and then I have Nickel City, which is here locally in Buffalo. It's a bigger show. So at
Okay.
least I know Chrissy will do well. And then I also have another new show I'm doing, which is actually out in Ohio, called
Wow.
Five Star Comic Con, and I'm
Is
gonna
that
be out there with a couple people I know over on TikTok. So that'll be kind of neat to meet those people
interesting?
in life. Yeah,
You driving to that one or you flying?
driving. It's not actually that bad. It's 5 hours. I
4 hours or
think 5
something?
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like 4.5, 5. And honestly, Saratoga is 4 hours away. So you know what I mean?
Is
It's
it
nothing.
really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
nothing. The farthest show I'm doing this year is Virginia, and that is
Okay.
a 10-hour drive, 11-hour drive.
Yeah, man, that's quite a haul.
Yeah, it's gonna be exhausting. I'm so excited. But the show itself is costing
Is
me
that
absolutely nothing
sarcastic? Oh,
except for gas.
really?
Yeah, it's costing
Okay.
me nothing except for gas to get down there. So, um, I mean, maybe flying might make more sense just to be there. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know, considering there's no expenses and I could just bring like one suitcase full of like prints and stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of tough because then I don't have everything with me, right? So it's it's one of those things. Like it's like
I would love to do I mean, like, I still I mean, I still love Baltimore. I wish it was just much more like, I wish which is probably unrealistic, but I wish the first time I did it would have been, like, so much more just financially rewarding so that I could incentivize for myself
yeah,
doing it again, and because I really like the experience, and it's close, and it is considered one of the bigger ones,
yeah.
especially, for the East Coast. Um, I would love to do that one more often. It's just I know what it takes to do it, and then when I couple, like, the investment of time and effort into what I make out of it, it's like, I'm not it doesn't inspire me to put in the sweat and tears to make it happen.
Right.
But I would like to try at least once to try something like MegaCon or something to see how that one rates.
Well, yeah, that's why. So like I applied for New York City Comic Con. We'll see how that if that happens or how it goes if I do get in.
Yeah.
Um, because that's going to be a completely different experience of like people and logistics and all that other stuff and expenses and blah blah blah, you name it. So we'll see how that. We're gonna see what happens with that, and I'll keep you guys here updated on the channel too. Um, and but yeah, no, I'd like to do like Baltimore. So like Baltimore, I did Baltimore last year, and I did actually better than I did the year before. I had a better spot, so I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
I think it helped that I did better.
Yeah.
I have that same spot this year,
Okay.
and so we'll see how this year goes. But I will be doing it by myself again. So we'll see how that goes. So if you'd like to come and help,
Okay.
if you're available, you got a car, that would be sweet. We could just hang out all day, sell some stuff, talk about stuff. And then yeah, I would love to do like Heroes Con is coming up. I would
Yeah.
love to do that one. I applied apparently way too late. Uh, that's the other issue I have is so many of these like shows have like specific dates you have to apply and like cutoff dates and stuff, and figuring out how to remember all that is it's a lot of work. I
What are your
almost
thoughts on like? I mean, I've had people say to me, even if I don't do it, even if I'm not vending, just to pay admission for a day, and then like take stuff to artists there. I assume like the bigger artists,
yeah,
and but what like I guess I'm not sure what my expectation would be for that. Like say I take portfolio pieces to Ryan Otley, and I'm sure I'm have to pay just to go up there and talk to him.
yeah,
Um, and then like I don't even know what my expectation is. Like, do I want him to just be like, yeah, cool, see ya. You want me to sign something? All right.
yeah,
Or do I want him to critique it, or do I want him to just be like, "Damn, I can set you up with somebody." I mean, I guess that would be super cool, but,
that would be
like,
super
I
cool.
don't
Yeah,
even know what my expectation is for doing that. Like, "Here's
yeah.
my stuff," and then he goes, "Okay, that's cool."
I
And
think
I just go, "Sweet."
I think that's kind of the benefit of cons, and I understand your thoughts and your frustration because I feel this like I think about the same things, but from from my perspective, telling you, I'm not going to say that I'm going to take my own advice, but I think the draw of Comic Cons is to get the experience that you're looking for out of it, right? With so and
Okay.
so artist or so and so guest,
Yeah.
and I think in many situations, like us included, right? Like at some point, we're going to be on the other side of the table, hopefully,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Someday, um, like think about what you would want out of it and how you would react, and like hopefully you get that experience that you're looking for out of that person, right? Like so you're like, hey, I mean, if you want to go up to Ryan Otley and be like, hey Ryan, my name is Brian. We met, 2 years ago, and I told you about I enjoyed your stuff, and I was wondering if it would be okay. Like, hey, I have my portfolio with me. Would you mind taking a look over it? I
Yeah.
really would like to actually make something in my career this year. Can you give me some critiques, some thoughts, um, on how I can kind of get into the industry a little bit further than I am? And then,
Yeah.
like, if he says, "Hey, dude, I'm too busy, get lost," then I guess you take that for what it is, right? And maybe he'll be like, "Hey, come back later in the day, and we'll talk about it or whatever. Or he'll give you a
Yeah.
good time to do that."
Yeah.
Um, or you know what I mean? Like, but if you don't want to do that, then don't do that. But I feel like I don't like if I was on the other side of the table and someone came up to me and it said, "Hey, I would love to get a critique from you about my work. How do you feel? How do you feel about this?" And
Yeah.
me being in a position that I am, that someone is actually looking up to me and
Yep.
saying like, "I love your work," right? I would be like, "Yeah, dude, let me take a look," and like let's spend a couple minutes. Like I can't guarantee I could sit here all day with you, but let's take a look, and I can point out some obvious things I think you need to work on.
Yeah.
And like you know, come back next year, we'll talk. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really up to you for what you wanna get out of it, and that
Yeah.
goes to anybody else, right? Like, if you come up to somebody at the show, like, if you ask for it, like, the worst they're gonna say is no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
It's the worst that's the worst gonna happen. They're gonna tell you no, and, shoo you on your way, and you'll be like, "Oh, don't meet your idols." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, "Yeah, give me that back. I'm gonna go talk to Brett Bean next."
It's funny it's funny we talk about this because I was just lurking on Facebook earlier today, and somebody was mentioning, I don't want to mention the artist name, but they were mentioning that they met somebody and that he was a complete jerk bag, and that like if he didn't have something to pay for them to sign, that he
Oh,
pretty much told
really?
you to, yeah, they told you to get lost. Yeah, they have security guards and they won't even let you buy if yeah, they were like that level, like,
Wow.
yeah, like
That's
and
kinda
I
strange.
think it's awful. It's an awful situation to be like, oh, I really wanted to meet this guy, Joe Schmo, and I really wanted to meet Mr. Schmo, and talk to him about his work in the '90s, and he told me to go f off. So that's, I think, again, that is like the worst situation that could happen. Right? It's like they tell you to get lost, and you're a little bit crushed. But
Yeah, I think I don't know. I say it now in the comfort of my home, but
Yeah, once you get there, you're like, what should
Yeah,
I
I mean,
say?
well, I
What
mean,
should
I
I
already,
do?
I already did the worst of just
Yeah.
fanboying out on Ryan last time.
Hey, what's up, Doggo?
Hey there. Um, but even if I did like, you know, I think my attitude is just kind of like if I did that and they were just like F off, then I would probably just like, yep, you suck. And I would
Yeah,
just
right,
and
right.
I would
You
just
kind of
yeah, I
have
would just
to,
be like, oh, okay, well you suck. And
right, move on with your
next
day after
time
that.
I'll try and pick better.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, you met Ryan last year, right? Or the year
Year
before last
before.
year? Yeah, and he seemed like he was pretty perceptive. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I met him like I mean, this was like after the show. It was like
yeah,
Sunday close to 5 or whenever the show was winding down, and, like,
right.
it was actually one other guy in front of me who
Yeah,
was doing the portfolio thing,
uh huh.
and, yeah, I mean, yeah, he was just super nice. I mean, like, I waited for that guy to leave, and I just kinda just kind of gushed all over him, and he was just like, "Yeah, that's cool, man," and then he's like, "Are you vending here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm over there and pursuing my dream," and he was like, "That's excellent."
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't just like, "Show's over, get out of here."
Yeah,
You're costing me time or anything. He was just, still down to earth and
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think right, like maybe one thing you can do, and who knows if he actually monitors his own social media, is you can always message him ahead of time, be like, hey, you know, I'd love to meet you this weekend. Maybe talk about some critiques of my portfolio. Is there a good time, good day time for me to pop in and check you at your table? Um, yeah, but yeah, like Sunday nights, like right before the show is over, is the best part. And like if I'm vending, right, like you can just be like, hey, I'm vending with Sully over there,
yeah.
you know, so they
What
don't question you.
I think would be kind of what I would be into would be like taking Hyde over, just like the completed printed book and just being like, "Hey, man," kinda do the same thing I did before and just be like how much he inspired me to pick up and just really accelerate my drawing and
Yeah,
the style and what I wanna kinda get out of it and what how much reading Invincible did that for me, and
yeah,
then say, "And this is the product that all that inspiration led to," and then, like, "Well, what do you think of this?"
yeah, yeah. That'd be cool, man. That'd be sweet to see what he says.
Yeah.
And then like you have a product that you can show him too, right? Like he's like, and you're doing the thing,
Yeah.
you know, you're doing the thing. You're showing him that you're already doing it. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think that's a cool idea. I mean, I guess right, and it's like really whatever you want to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to show him that, or do you want to get a critique? Like, I, so I don't want to mention his name, but a guy that both of us know got where he's at with um, Mr. Benjamin, and he got where he's at just by
Mhm.
going up to Jim Lee and being like, well, supposedly this is the story, and telling him like, "Hey, I really want to work in comics, and I'll do
Yeah.
anything I need to do, and blah blah blah." And like,
Right.
he put it out there, and he told him to go check out Ryan, and the rest is kind of sort of history, right? And so like I think it's whatever you want to get out of it, you
Yeah.
potentially can, you know.
Right. Yeah. That would be the thing. It's just identifying like what would be the most advantageous to, where I am.
Right, right. I think like um me being how I am at the table, like when people come up to me, I don't quite know what they're expecting out of me until I have a conversation with them, right? Like
Yeah.
whether it's, hey, I really like your work. I really like those prints. I'm looking, oh, how much are they? That I know it's a sales engagement. I have
Mhm.
people that come up to me and they just want to talk, then I know we're just talking about whatever,
Yeah.
and I engage with them in that way. And if someone wants to show me something and they tell me like, "Hey, you want to see my art?" I'm usually pretty perceptive to that. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, let's check it out. Show me what you got."
Yep.
And depending on what they say or what they ask for next is how I proceed, right? Like if they're just looking for somebody to be like, "Hey, look at me. Here's my thing." I'm going to be very much in that zone. Like, "Oh, this is cool, man. Keep working on it. You're doing great."
Yep.
But if someone asks me like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" do you like this concept? And I'm gonna say, oh, it's kind of cool. And I'm like, I think like here's some things you should think about and whatever. Not that I get that a ton, right? I mostly get the
Mhm.
people who are like, look at me, but uh, which is fine, right? Like again, that's whatever you want to get out of the show. Like if you see another artist and you like their work and you want to talk to them about stuff that you're doing, and I think in to me a little bit that kind of makes me feel a little bit special because it's like, oh, they picked me out of the group of artists they could be talking about art, right? So it's like kind
Yeah.
of so no, it's really cool, man, and I think it's a lot of fun. And again, like I think whatever you want to get out of the show, potentially you can, And worst case scenario, you don't, and you move on, you try again with somebody else or do it a different way. Because there's enough shows nowadays. It's like you can go from point A to point B in a week and have a completely different experience.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. Anyways, so we're running up on the mark already. It's been an hour and a half. Do you believe it?
No, I can't.
Yeah, we've been chitty chatting the whole time. It's been very productive. I think it's been a great chat. Next
Very
week,
informative for people.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah, hopefully you guys get something out of this, and we're gonna do a lot more like drawing streams in the future. I actually like didn't even get into the point where like we were having such an intense conversation. I didn't like
Yeah.
even switch cameras over. But yeah, it's like next week. Next week we're gonna have Brandon McGinley on. He goes by Chaos Within Studios, so we're looking forward to that. So that'll be really a lot of fun. And then so I've already got two guests lined up for the next 2 weeks. So Brandon is next
Sweet.
week, and then the week after that we have James Wynn. I believe that's how you say his last name. James, if you're here, I apologize if I ruined that. I'm sorry. Um, James Wynn, he's gonna be on the show the week after. We're
Okay.
gonna chat a little bit later, I think, about what next week's topic is gonna be. Um, so if you guys have any ideas, feel free to put that in the comments down below. If you're watching this now or later, I do keep an eye on the comments, so I will be responding and taking into account whatever you guys want, whatever you guys are looking for. So if you have, a stream you'd like to do an advice stream, or you want to know about something specific that we've done, or whatever you want to just pick a subject, let us know. Brian, where can they find you, boss?
I'm right here. This is me.
Brian, right? He's right there. He's right there.
I'll just always be here.
All right, let's
Just
that's
log into this.
that's good to know, I guess. We're
James
gonna
will be
keep
there-
the stream live. You can just answer questions
I'll just always be here.
24/7. Yeah, that would be an interesting stream. You'd be like the YouTube genie stream.
My
You're
eyes
like,
will be all sunken in. I'll
what
just
can
be
I do
like,
for you?
more coffee. I am on Blue Sky. I'm on Facebook now.
Woohoo.
I don't know how to feel about it, but
Why? Why? I don't. What's the hesitancy? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's just still, it's still just, it still feels a little bit like the shorts are riding up. It still kind of chafes a bit. I
Yeah.
like I haven't found that spot where it's just like, oh, this is cool, and really getting into it. Like it's still kind of
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm just starting. I got another analogy. I feel like I'm just starting to ride a bike, and it has the pedals have those like serrated edges, and my foot just keeps slipping, and I
Oh my
keep
goodness.
jamming my calf into it. I feel like it's like people are telling me like riding this bike is going to be phenomenal, but for me it's just like
Oh my goodness.
so right now it's I'm there. I'm just trying to find my way and asking directions and whatnot.
Yeah.
I should have told you a story about like one of the groups that I joined, and I don't know how groups actually work, but it just really just kind of let me down. I was really disappointed with this group.
Oh man. All right. Well, we could talk. Well, we could talk about it next week for sure.
Yeah.
You'll have a little bit more in depth of your experience in that joining Facebook as a new user. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm on Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram. What else am I on? Is that it? think that's it.
Threads. You're on Threads as well.
Threads. That's
Yeah,
right.
Threads. Yeah, Threads. Yep, just at Mantlebeard, right?
Yep, all at Mantlebeard.
Okay,
Yep.
wonderful. All right,
I
so
also
yeah.
have a link tree if anybody. I guess it's on my Instagram. They can find my link tree.
Oh, you know
And
what? You're gonna have
I
to
have a
send me that link
Patreon
tree.
too. I have a Patreon that's
Ooh.
empty, and they keep telling me they're gonna just they're gonna shut it off.
Oh man, come on,
Well,
bro.
it's not
Let's
my
get on it.
fault.
Let's get on it.
Nobody's
Let's get on
showing
it.
up.
All right,
But
all
yeah,
right.
I have
Well,
a Patreon. I have Linktree, and
we'll get the link tree in the description for next week for sure. His Instagram is in the description, so check it out.
yeah.
So give him a follow. Sweet stuff. He's still working on Private Hide, right, Bri?
I'm still working on Private Hide. And right now, I'm working on this cover for Astro Alliance.
Sweet.
Which,
Okay.
interestingly enough, the guys who are doing that were on Katie's podcast right after me.
Oh wow.
So I jumped in there and they were talking about their cover contest, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I wouldn't mind doing another contest."
That's
And then
awesome.
they told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm already doing that cover contest." So
That's awesome.
I'm doing a cover for those guys, and mostly Hyde, and
Like
actually,
you submitted in one, or is it something you're still working on to submit?
it's almost it's I still got to do it's the image I showed you. That,
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was something you came up with, and you had talked about it, and I had forgotten. My brain was like,
Yeah.
mush.
Got
it. Cool.
I mean, it's I think June 1st is the deadline, so I got a little bit of time, but I'm not too far off from finishing it.
So many things I want to do.
And Hyde, and I'm really excited about starting on that sci-fi thing that we were talking about.
Yes, yes. We will have many details when that starts becoming a fruition, for sure. But yeah, and you got me as well. I'm just sketching the beast everywhere. You can give me a follow here on YouTube. Follow us along. We're gonna have every Tuesday 8:30 p.m. EST time. We'll have our podcast here, Artist in Progress, and I got lots of things coming. We got it is official, by the way, the homage cover of Absolute Batman for the Moppets is dropping
Cool.
mid to late June. I don't have an exact date. So I'm very excited about that, and I'll have some more information on how you can get that cover once I have that detail. They have been ordered. So everything is paid for and ordered, and I know because I did it all. So I'm very excited for that, and like I said, I'll have all sorts of information for that, and I am working on a couple other projects. I'm even submitting a test page for somebody for a series, which I will again have more information once approved. I guess if the panels are approved, I will be working on it.
Nice.
Which unfortunately does kind of put a pin in a couple other projects that I wanted to do. So we'll have to figure that out. But we'll figure that out. So give us a follow, guys. We have lots of things coming. We have lots of things teasing, lots of covers, some collectible items, all sorts of things. I'm telling you, this Batman cover is gonna be worth money. So so get in on it. So anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in, everybody that hung out, everybody that commented, everybody that watched. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you have any ideas for future videos you'd like to see from us, any guests you'd like to have on, please throw that in the comment. I'd love to see and hear from you guys. What we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Let us know. Hopefully not a lot, but yeah, until next time, you guys, y'all have a great night, and intro video coming next week.
Oh, exciting stuff.
Yeah, intro video. So
wait.
we're working on it. All right, you guys have a great night. Peace.